guys, welcome back to another Financial Fridays post. Thank you guys for joining me for today's Financial Friday. Today we are talking all about budgeting, 5 different types of budgets and the steps you should take in order to get started with your budgeting process. So before we do get started on all the meat and potatoes of this video, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Yeah, I'm a loser. Anyways, welcome to my channel, this video. Make sure you check out the rest of the videos in the series. So much more information to come. This is week 2. And if you are already a subby, welcome back. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you turn on that bell for all the notifications for more dope content from moi. So without further ado, let's get right to it. You may see me looking down. I keep all of my information and things on my phone. So yeah, first things first, before we can talk about how to start and maintain a budget, we first need to talk about why you should have a budget, as well as what is the definition of budget. So essentially, a budget is a estimate of income, and I was finna say income and outcome. Oh no, honey. Income and expenses for a certain period of time. For example, you can do a budget for a week, for a month, etc., etc., and it varies. Why you should do a budget. So a lot of people do a budget when their bills start to increase, when you get a little older. I kind of budgeted when I was in college, but not really. I generally knew how much I wanted to save, and that's about how much I would keep for whatever else. Everything else was just like, okay, I know I got enough money, so it don't matter. But it essentially allows you to know where your money is going each month or each week, and still be able to pay your bills, have some spending money, and then have some money to put away for savings. So I'll give you guys 5 easy steps, or just a couple of steps, in order to create your budget. Step 1 is make sure you set a goal. So if your goal is to save $200 every month, or to go on a vacation, or to buy a house, or to buy a car, like, a budget will be good for you, so you can quantify how long it will actually take in order to reach your goal and achieve those activities. Step 2 would be know how much you should be spending on certain areas and certain things. You don't want to spend, essentially you don't want to spend any more than 50% of your income on bills, like fixed costs. So your rent, your utilities, your insurance, etc. If you're spending over 50%, then you should think about downsizing. You should also have financial goals in mind. So a lot of things that I've read said that you should be setting aside at least 20% of your income. I know sometimes that's not possible, so just set aside or allocate as much percentage as you can. These are just rules, although one day you may get to the point where, hey, my bills are only 50%, but sometimes it's just like, nah, I don't even make enough for that. Step 3 would be to figure out how much of your money is actually coming in and out. That means, so you know that your bills are only supposed to be 50%. Now it's time to look at, okay, I pay this, and this. Damn, that's actually 75% of my income instead of 50%. So you know it's an issue there. Either you need to cut back on your bills, or you should be looking for another job, sis. I'm just saying, get what you're worth. And then you need to figure out what is coming out of your account. So look through your bank account, your credit cards, things like that. How much do you spend on your credit cards? How much are you paying for your light, gas, phone, etc.? As well as small things, because small things add up. You may think like, oh, it's just Netflix, it's only $10 coming out. Then you think about it, you got Netflix, let's say you got a website, you got Wix. Let's say you do something for your car, like I have Delta Sonic, that's 15, and then you start getting all these small ones just grabbing at you until that small payment those small payments add up to a large lump sum eventually. That's just like when you go to the grocery store and you looking like, oh, this on sale, this on sale, oh, I need this, and then you get to the register and all that stuff is $250, and you like, but wait, everything was like $6 a piece. That's what happened. What happened is it all added up and tax hit you like, so start figuring out also where you can cut costs. For example, I looked at my money, I looked at my time that I was spending at home, and I looked at the stuff that I have time to do, and I turned my cable off. Because why am I paying $200 for cable phone and internet? Yes, I did have a house phone because I had an alarm system. Thank you. When, you know, I'm not home, I'm not watching this. And then I was like, you know, wait a minute, I still want my cable, I'll just lessen it. That didn't work because companies don't really want to work with you. So I turned all the cable off. I kept my Wi-Fi, but everything else is gone because that was an expense that I didn't need. So see where you can cut costs. Coupon if you need to coupon, because I'm about to start couponing because my grocery costs, like realistically, I pay bills and I buy groceries, and then here and there I may go to a music festival or 2 or 4, but yeah, see where you can cut your costs so you can actually enjoy your money. And then start creating your budget. So this is the meat and potatoes of this video. So start creating your budget. There are 5 types of budgets which you can create. There are 5 types of budgets that you can create. Each budget type works for a different type of person. One thing, different strokes for different folks, basically. So the first budget is an envelope budget. This is basically where, if you are a person that spends cash, this will work phenomenally for you. Let's say you have 5 envelopes. Not 10, 5. You have 5 envelopes. You write on each envelope each area that it should go to. One is utilities, one is rent, one is groceries, etc. You do not use your debit card for any of the 5 areas which you have allocated an envelope for. And then you put cash in those envelopes. I know a lot of people pay bills online, so for some areas you could change the category or try to do it a little differently so that it works for you, or you can go pay in person. I know that's still available for a lot of things. But you put the cash in the envelope, and once the envelope is empty, that's it. No more spending on that category. So if I have like an entertainment budget of $300 and I buy, let's say, a festival ticket for $150, and that leaves me with $150, and then I still need to buy a plane ticket and I need to buy hotel. That means something not gonna get done during that budget cycle. So for that week that I'm doing the budget, you can do your budget in a week, you can do it monthly, etc. Whatever works for you. If I can't get it that week, I guess I gotta wait till the next pay period so that I can take my entertainment budget for that week and pay for that. Whenever your cash is gone, that's it. Finito. The second budget type is 50-30-20. So in this budget type, 50% of your income is spent on your needs. For example, that's the 50% that we talked about. This is basically breaking down how much you should be spending and saving. 50% is spent on your needs, which is like your housing, your food, your gas, etc. 30% is spent on your wants. That would be, in my case, concert tickets, festival tickets, flights, hotels, etc. And then 20% of that goes into a savings account or in some sort of saving feature. This works well if you make under the 50% for your needs. If you're, let's say you're spending 75% on your needs, this would not be a good budget type for you. The next one is the $0 budget. In the $0 budget, it essentially means that you're basically allocating down to the very last penny. So if I made $1,000, that means that I'm doing, okay, rent is $6. Realistically, I wish rent was $6. Rent is $6. That leaves me with $4. I have $200 in bills. That leaves me with $2. I have $200. That means I need $100 for gas and groceries, etc., and then another $100 for entertainment. Once that's done, my money's done. So that's your $0 budget. And then the last type, my last type would be the 5 category budget. So essentially this is setting up 5 categories and setting up a percentage of your income to be allocated to one of those each of those categories. So let's say 35% on your needs, 15% on transportation, 10% on wants. It all depends on your lifestyle. And then after you've picked your budget type and you've went through the steps in the process in order to get your budget set up, you need to track everything. So I use an app, and I'll put it on the screen. It's called Penny. Penny works. I saw this on Instagram, ironically. Penny works basically by hooking up your account, and then she shows you everything that you're spending. You can go through and categorize like different expenses. So that's a really good app. She gives you a breakdown, and everything in it is like a conversation. If you want to start saving money, she lets you know, hey, this is how much money you spent on XYZ last month. This is where you're at now. So it's definitely a good app for tracking what you want to spend. There are also apps like Mint. I've used Mint in the past. Some bank applications have budgeting portions in them. So I used to bank with Wells Fargo. They had something that would show you a breakdown of like your spending. That was when I was using the app. There's also something called Every Dollar. Like, I'll put some suggestions down in the description box if you are looking for apps. And then of course there's always the handwritten or the Excel route. Grab an Excel sheet, put a tab for each month, and then go from there, manually doing it yourself. And I'm sure Microsoft has templates for budgeting and everything else. However, in an age where everything is done on your phone, I find it simplest to use an application, and it tracks whatever's in your account. For example, I have 2-3 accounts. It'll track whatever's in those accounts, and then it'll account for that in one grand total and show me what I'm spending in a month. So I'll look at it like, dang, did I really spend $600 last month on BS? That's a problem. So you know, going forward, hey, I need to fix that. So another thing that I just purchased this past week was these little books from where did I get them from? Michaels. This one is a budget book. This one is a menu book, and they have a lot of different styles. And I think I also bought a project book, a travel book where you can plan everything, etc. So I'm someone who likes writing things down, and it's just cute. It just says planner is gonna plan in the front, and this is basically how it looks. It has your monthly budget and then the actual amount that you spend each month, along with your final balance. So this here, if you guys can see that, and then it has all of these pages for you to track your spending. So yeah, hopefully you guys can get on track with your spending for 2018. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and let me know what you guys would like to see in this series. Next week we will be doing Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are curious about Bitcoin and what it is, so make sure you tune into next Friday's Financial Friday series, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Toodles!